Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am here live at Walter Brown Arena on the campus of Boston University in Boston, Massachusetts. I am here for some boys hockey high school action between the Warriors of Brookline High School and Plymouth South High School, the Panthers of Plymouth South. A very special game we got for you tonight. This game a part of the Junior Beanpot Tournament held in coordination with the Travis Roy Foundation. Nice charity tournament we got here towards the end of this 2019-2020 season, with a number of benefits going to help the Travis Roy Foundation, a foundation started by a former hockey player himself, Travis Roy. Travis Roy was a college hockey player here in Boston, and very early in his career suffered a tragic spinal cord injury that left him a quadriplegic. But since then, he's turned that tragic incident into a call to arms for his foundation, which helps those like him who have suffered debilitating spinal cord injuries. According to the foundation's website, travisroyfoundation.org, half of the money raised by the foundation goes towards quality of life grants to purchase adaptive equipment. And additionally, the foundation has awarded more than $4 million in research grants dedicated towards finding a cure to these such injuries. So, a great cause, some great teams, great rink, great night for hockey. I'm excited. I hope you are. Let's take a look at the two teams we got coming in tonight. First off will be the Panthers of Plymouth South High School. They come into this game with a 4-15-1 overall record and a 2-10-1 record in the Patriot League where they play. So an out-of-conference game for these two, with the Panthers coming out of the Patriot League and the Warriors coming out of the Bay State Conference. Brookline coming in with an 11-7-1 overall record, a 2-6-1 record within their conference. Brookline, the last time they played here at Walter Brown was a little over a week ago on February 8th when they had their senior day game against Nauset, finished with a 4-1 win. They played one road game a week later as they played at Cohasset Hull, defeated the Cohasset Hull Skippers 5-2. So Brookline on a bit of a win streak, back-to-back wins following a heartbreaking loss back here at Walter Brown against the Milton Wildcats on February 5th. I was here for that game. What a game that was, but just didn't end in Brookline's favor, with the game-winning goal being scored with less than 30 seconds left to play after a fantastic back-and-forth contest that featured multiple comebacks from both teams. But tonight, it's about Brookline and Plymouth South. Should expect to see plenty of great plays from both teams. We take a look at them statistically. Overall this season, Brookline has scored 62 goals and allowed 44. And on the other side, Plymouth South has scored 37 and allowed 107. So Plymouth South has had its fair share of defensive struggles so far this season, and Brookline is on a bit of a hot streak offensively over the past few games. They've scored at least 4 goals in each of the last 3 contests, and it has been some time since they got shut out. I believe the last time they got shut out was all the way back on December 14th. They have scored at least 1 goal in every game since. So as the music flares, we'll take a look at our starting lineups for today. First for Plymouth South, they feature forwards Nick Farrell, number 12, Kenny Thurston, number 17. They feature defenseman James Lopes, number 23. They also have Chase Sacco, number 15. Ventresca. Meanwhile, on the other side, looking at Brookline's starting lineup, they got their top line forwards, Grayson Badger, Colin Finnegan, and Aiden Chin, paired along with defensemen Eli Bach and Zach Cohen. The teams now meeting with their respective coaches. Plymouth South meeting with head coach Steve White, and Brookline meeting with head coach Mike Yanovich. And of course, in goal for Brookline will also be Brookline's number one. That is Gil Markman. So Markman against Ventresca on the opposing nets here today. Players start to congregate around center ice and we get ready for the face-off. It'll be Brookline's Colin Finnegan against Plymouth South's number 17, Kenny Thurston. There's the buzzer and we are ready to start some hockey. Here comes the opening face-off. And it's dropped. Battle around the center. It's picked up by Badger. Grayson Badger brings it across the blue line. Starts to get trapped, but passes out of it over to Aiden Chin. Aiden Chin with a shot. Slightly deflected his stick as it was shot, and it was easily saved by Vincent Ventresca. So Brookline gets out to a very quick attack. Some nice passing between the two first-line wings, Grayson Badger and Aiden Chin, as we get ready for another face-off. It's sent right back to Badger. Badger shoots, goes wide, no good. The rebound is picked up by Bach near the blue line. He skates around a defender. Looks for a shot, it's deflected. He goes to recover it, scramble for the puck. Aiden Chin now battling for it. He tips it over to Finnegan. Finnegan has it in the corner, trying to bring it around back. It's poked away from him. Badger tried to recover it, but it's still taken away by Plymouth South, and now they start to push it out into the neutral zone, but picked up by Zach Cohen. Zach Cohen dumps it into the attack zone. It's being chased after by Aiden Chin as well as some Plymouth South players. Plymouth South picks it up. He gets taken out from behind, and it's picked up, pass to Aiden Chin. Shot goes high. Rebound is picked up by number 19, Caleb Weldon. He sends it around the back. Still picked up by Brookline, but they lose control of it, and it's picked up by Plymouth South. Plymouth South going on the attack. That's number 22, who tries to get around Gurdon, but Gurdon says, no, you're not getting past me, and he gets the puck away from him. It's passed around, goes to Emmett Tien, then Owen Erdman, and then over to Ellis Vish, who sends it ahead. Taken away by Plymouth South for a second, but then recovered by Vish. Vish brings it across the blue line, but nobody with him, so he stops, and now it's taken away by Plymouth South. Plymouth South once again trying to move on ahead. We're back to the first line. Chin takes it away, passes over to Gurdon, then over to Badger. Badger across the blue line, gets around a defender, goes for a centering pass, but too much traffic, no good. Taken away by South, and it's a floated pass up ahead. It's taken across the blue line by number 18. He's being chased down by Cohen. Cohen manages to get him out of control, and the attempted pass deflected away by Aiden Chin, and now he recovers, sends it on ahead. Grayson Badger is one-on-one across the blue line, trying to get around his man. Well defended by Plymouth South's number 14. Badger tries to recover, center pass, traffic, but Finnegan recovers, passes over to Chin. Chin tries to shoot, deflected again, recovered by Finnegan. He tries another centering pass, but it's taken away by Plymouth South, and they go back on their own attack. Into the neutral zone, they dump it into the Brookline zone. It's stopped by Markman for a second, and then picked up, I believe, by Zach Cohen. Cohen tries to pass it ahead, and he gets it to Chin. Chin tries to pass it ahead, it's deflected, but then recovered by Jasper Reed. Jasper Reed sends it on ahead to Weldon. Weldon tries to dump it in. Picked up by Plymouth South for a second, but they can't clear. It's picked up by Brookline and dumped back in to the corner. Plymouth South trying to clear. They can't do it. Blocked by Eli Bach. Bach sends it back around to the corner, and it's picked up easily by Plymouth South. They try and clear it once again, trying to get some passes together, but it's intercepted by Brookline. Sent back to a defender. Shot goes wide. That was a shot by Vish, I believe. Picked up by Bach. Shoots. No good. Vish chases down the recovery. Tries to dump it in. Puck is taken away by Plymouth South, but then the ref got in the way for a second. It's taken away by Brookline. Passed back to Bach. He loses control of it for a second. Recovered by Vish. Vish sends it into Erdman. Erdman tries to pass, deflected. Shot by Weldon, I believe, but it goes wide. Brookline trying to recover it in the corner. It's picked up by Erdman, sent back to Vish. Vish shoots wide once again, slightly deflected by Ventresca. That's Weldon chasing down the rebound, trying to corral it, but it's taken away by Plymouth South. Plymouth South trying to lift it into the neutral zone. It gets away from Eli Bach, and then Plymouth South dumps it into the Brookline zone. Still no substantial attack opportunities thus far for Plymouth South as Vish picks up the puck for Brookline, passes it ahead, and then the next pass is deflected. There's a battle for the puck in the neutral zone. Picked up by Brookline, sent back to Bach. Bach trying to pass it ahead. Gets it to Badger, but it's taken away. And now Plymouth South's pass attempted is intercepted by Finnegan. Finnegan trying to skate around defenders. He sends the pass back to Gurdon. Gurdon sends a long shot in, but too much traffic. Recovered by Badger after a bit of chaos. His pass back to Gurdon is deflected by Plymouth South. Gurdon trying to recover it. He's being chased down by number 17 of Plymouth South. No, that's number 11. Battling for the puck in the corner. It's picked up by Badger. Badger lifts it ahead after some bounces, almost picked up by Brookline, but it's sent back into the Brookline zone by Plymouth South. Gurdon recovers, passes it on ahead. Across the blue line, pass back to Erdman, he scores! Owen Erdman with the first goal of the game with 10:42 left to play in the first period. Some fantastic passing by Brookline, a great lift pass by Jacob Gurdon on ahead. I couldn't tell if it was Jacob Weldon or Emmett Tian who sent back the pass, but Owen Erdman with a beautiful wrist shot to get past Vincent Ventresca for the first score of the game. Brookline leads 1-0. Tian wins the faceoff, sends it back to Bach, tries to pass it ahead. It's eventually pushed ahead. Tian tries to go across the blue line, but they're going to call offsides. Some great work by the second forward unit here for Brookline to get them on the board quickly. Less than 5 minutes into this game, and Brookline has a 1-0 lead as the first line comes back on of Finnegan, Badger, and Shin. Battle for the face-off. They're getting tangled up. Looking for an opening. The puck gets to Finnegan. Finnegan gets around the defender, but can't keep control of the puck. Badger has to try and recover behind the back of the net, but we've got a whistle just as Plymouth South was starting to take it away. So it looks like Nick Farrell will be taking the face-off for Plymouth South against Brookline's Colin Finnegan in the Plymouth zone. Face-off goes back to Badger, who passes it back to Gurdon. Gurdon trying to get around his man. He can't do it, and it's poked away and goes a long way down to the Brookline end. Stopped by Markman, and he has to send it around the back as Plymouth was giving chase. It goes to Finnegan. Finnegan tries to send the pass back to somebody. It's eventually picked up by Vish. Vish has it behind the back of the net. He passes over to Gurdon. Gurdon passes over to Finnegan. Finnegan taking it through the neutral zone. Goes across the blue line. Looking to get around his defender. Passes back to Chin, but then passes back to Vish. Vish looking for an opening. Shot! Almost deflected in by Finnegan, but no good. It goes wide. Recovered behind the back of the net by Brookline. The pass goes over to Finnegan. Finnegan has it in the corner, along with Badger. They're battling for the puck. The puck gets away from them and is covered by Ventresca. Face-off will once again come in the Brookline zone. The possession game being easily won by Brookline as the second unit of Tian, Erdman, and Weldon comes on for the forward line with what appears to be Zach Cohen and Jasper Reed on defense. Face-off gets away from everybody, tracked down by Cohen. Cohen tries to send it in to Weldon. Weldon loses control for a second, but then recovers it in the corner. He passes it back to Tian. Tian passes it back out to Cohen. Cohen fires right into Ventresca's chest, but a rebound, it's chanced by Weldon. Couldn't quite poke it in, and it is cleared by Plymouth South. No icing call off the long clear by, I believe, number 23, James Lopes. Brookline recovers it behind their own net. Zach Cohen gets away from his man, passes it back, and then passed over to Erdman. Erdman trying to get across his defender, passes to Tian, who brings it across the blue line. Tian puts on a shot, goes wide and high. And it is cleared out of the attack zone by Casey Donovan of Plymouth South. Then recovered and passed ahead to Emmett Tian, who brings it across the blue line. Stolen away by Plymouth South. They clear it out of the attack zone once again. It's tracked down by Jasper Reed, and we've got a whistle. Looks like we might have the game's first penalty. And it's going to be against Plymouth South's number 14, Dylan Coffey. We have a face-off in the Brookline zone. Brookline gets control of it. Now it's Ellis Vish bringing up the puck, bringing it through the neutral zone and across the blue line. He's going all by himself, looking to get around a defender. He goes around the back of the net, still looking for an opening for a pass or a shot. He ends up passing it back to Eli Bach, sends it over to Finnegan. Finnegan with a shot, scores! That's Colin Finnegan with the power play goal! Almost immediately after the penalty, Brookline wins the face-off. Ellis Vish brings it all the way across the ice by himself around the back. A nice pass over to Eli Bach, who then sends it over to Colin Finnegan for the nice wrister from just beyond the left face-off circle. He gets it past Vincent Ventresca, and Brookline with an early 2-0 lead. 8.5 left to go in this first period. Face-off appears to be won by Plymouth South, but Colin Finnegan fights it away. Pass over to Badger. Badger shoots, goes wide. May have been deflected by Ventresca. Rebound tracked down by Plymouth South, but the clear attempt fails. It gets stopped by Bach. A scramble for the puck eventually results in a clear into the neutral zone. It's picked up by Vish. Ellis Vish looking for a passing option. Sends it off the boards over to Badger. Gets away from Badger. Shin tried to track it down, but it gets deflected away, and then Badger tracks it down eventually. He passes over to Vish. Vish being chased. He tries to pass, intercepted by Plymouth South, but then knocked away by Bach. Badger tracks it down. He was trying to get across the blue line without an offsides. Couldn't control it. Now Plymouth South. That's number 15. That's Sacco. Sacco trying to pass it ahead. He gets it to number 17, Kenny Thurston. Thurston now being chased by Owen Erdman. Thurston going around the back of his own net, trying to look for an opening so he can clear it. He's still skating in his own end. Eventually passes it over. They try to pass it ahead, but it's taken away. That's Weldon who took it away. Tried a centering pass, but it's taken away by Thurston. Kenny Thurston bringing it across the blue line for Plymouth South. He dumps it in around the back of the net. Picked up by Gurdon. Gurdon gets checked by Nick Farrell. Farrell trying to control the puck. It gets taken away by Bach and Gurdon. Passed over and then passed ahead. Gets away from Tian, and now it's being chased down by number 23, James Lopes, but it'll be an icing call. 2 quick goals for Brookline in this first period. They hold a 2-0 lead thanks to scores from Owen Erdman and co-captain Colin Finnegan. Both forward lines getting involved as we have a Brookline zone face-off, almost controlled by Plymouth, but then eventually the puck gets to Zach Cohen thanks to some efforts by Jasper Reed. It goes around the back of the net. Reed tries to pass it over, and eventually it's picked up by Braden Lewis, who has it taken away. And now that's number 12. That is Campbell Hawkins, who tried to get the shot off, but it was called for offsides. We're seeing a third forward unit here, featuring Braden Lewis, Campbell Hawkins, and Marcus Pius for Brookline. Faceoff is dropped in the neutral zone, controlled by Lopes, sends it ahead. Picked up by Cohen in the neutral zone. He tries to pass it over to Reed. Reed trying to get away from his man. He tries to pass it ahead, gets away from his teammate. Picked up by Lopes. Lopes passes it to a teammate who tries to send it ahead. It's being chased down by Kenny. Nope, that's number 11, who tried to center pass it. Intercepted by Zach Cohen. He sends it ahead to Lewis. Braden Lewis passes it ahead to Campbell Hawkins. Gets away from Hawkins, but he tries to chase it down. Picked up by Plymouth South's number 3, who sends it around the back of the net. That's Noah St. Germain. The puck eventually goes back to Brookline. That's Ellis Vish. He goes for a shot. Saved by Ventresca. 6:14 left to go in this first period. And again, some nice skating by Ellis Vish, I believe that was, who has shown some impressive stick skills and some impressive skating for a defenseman. That's what you want to see out of your average two-way player. Face-off won by Finnegan, controlled by Badger. Badger tries to force the shot, didn't have enough juice on it, and it goes wide. Recovered by Aiden Shin, but he didn't have a chance. It goes around the back of the net, recovered by Badger, sent back to Vish. Vish with the shot, deflected, doesn't get to the goalie. Picked up by Farrell, I believe. Tries to pass it ahead, but it's intercepted and sent back into the Plymouth zone. And it'll be covered up by Ventresca as Finnegan was coming to press the issue. 5:52 left, still a 2-0 Brookline lead, courtesy of an even strength goal by Owen Erdman and a power play goal by Colin Finnegan. And it'll be Finnegan taking the face-off in the Plymouth zone as Plymouth South finishes changing up their lines. It looks like it'll be number 22, Casey Donovan, taking the face-off for Plymouth South. As we get ready to drop the puck, it's easily won by Brookline. Goes back to Gurdon, who passes over to Badger. Badger trying to skate around a number of defenders. He loses control of it. Gurdon tries to recover. but too much harassment from the Plymouth defenders, and eventually it's scooped up by Vish. Vish passed. No, that was Badger. Passed over to Vish, then back to Badger. Badger gets checked, loses his stick, and it's picked up by Plymouth South. They get into the Brookline zone, but quickly taken away by Ellis Vish, and Badger looks like he's hurt as he comes off the ice. Meanwhile, Brookline passing ahead. It's Aiden Chin getting across the blue line. A desperation pass over to Weldon. Weldon tried to force a shot, nothing doing. The clear attempt is controlled in the neutral zone by Vish, and we have a whistle. Grayson Badger, one of Brookline's best offensive threats. Looks like he's being taken out, down the tunnel to be looked at by the Brookline trainer, as we have another penalty on Plymouth South. And it looks like we have 2 players from Plymouth South in the penalty box and 1 from Brookline, so perhaps a fight took place that I missed. Campbell Hawkins will be serving in the penalty box. No, not Campbell Hawkins. Number 12 for Plymouth South, Nick Farrell, will be serving a 2-minute minor. Brookline controlling it in their own zone. Zach Cohen passes it ahead. It's then passed again to Emmett Tian, brings it across the blue line. Tian looking for an opening. He brings it into the corner, turns around, passes it back out to Zach Cohen. Zach Cohen back over to Tian. Tian trying to get around his defenders. He passes it down low to Aiden Chin. Chin getting trapped. He still manages to retain possession. Gets around a couple defenders. Passes it back to Zach Cohen. Back over to Chin. Chin. A long pass over to Bach, deflected. Bach trying to recover it, but it's taken away by South and cleared by Thurston. The puck is chased down by Aiden Chin in the neutral zone, and Brookline goes back on the attack. Aiden Chin brings it across the blue line. Chin shoots, deflected by a defender, recovered by Plymouth South. That is number 17, Kenny Thurston, bringing it across the blue line, trying to go for the shorthander. Shot saved by Markman. Brookline now pushing it back on the attack, and there's Badger back out on the ice. He gets across the blue line, skates around a couple defenders, tries to shoot, goes wide. Badger recovers his own rebound, skating once again. He is so fast. What a pass. Shot saved by Ventresca. I believe that was Braden Lewis with the shot. Recovered by Plymouth South this time. And that's number 22, Casey Donovan, who dumps it into the Brookline zone. It's recovered by Brookline, passed over to Gurdon. Gurdon trying to recover it. Instead, it's recovered by Plymouth South, taken by Lewis, but then taken by Donovan. Donovan shot saved by Markman. Recovered by Reed. Reed clears it out, but still in the Brookline zone. A shot attempt by Nick Farrell goes wide, well deflected by Jasper Reed. And now Gurdon checking one of the Plymouth South players. I think that's Donovan. And now a battle for the puck ensues with Thomas Nolan of Plymouth South and a couple of Brookline players. Won by Brookline. Gurdon has it behind the net. He passes it ahead. And it gets to Grayson Badger. Badger gets across the blue line. And then it's picked up once again by Plymouth South, but they can't clear it. It's passed from Chin to Badger. Badger shot saved by Ventresca. Nice glove save by Vincent Ventresca. He's had his work cut out for him this first period. Ironically enough, during that PK session by Plymouth South, they got some of their first shots on net off, all saved by Gil Markman, who hasn't had a very busy night thus far. And the faceoff is won by Plymouth South, controlled by number 14, who brings it around the back of the net. That is Dylan Coffey. He tries to push it ahead, and they get it out of the Plymouth zone into the neutral zone. A scramble for the puck, and eventually it gets to Vish, who passes over to Bach. Bach controls it, tries to pass it ahead. It gets away from his man and goes deep into the Plymouth zone, picked up by Lopes. Lopes passes it ahead to 20, who tries to pass it, almost intercepted by Hawkins, but then picked up, I believe that's Farrell. Tries to dump it in. No, that's number 6 from Plymouth South. He passes it back to 10. Glove saved by Markman. Off the save by Plymouth South's number 10, Mason Miller. The shot was going high as it was, but Markman with a nice snag with his glove on his right hand. Not often what you see. You usually see left-handed goalies, but Markman, that rare right-gloved goalie, as we have a face-off in the Brookline zone with 2:27 left in the first. Battle in the face-off circle. It eventually goes to Plymouth South. They're going to go for this. They're trying to push the issue. Thurston gets taken down, and then it's recovered by Farrell behind the back of the net. Farrell coming around, trying to elude the defenders. He tries to send a pass, but it's intercepted by Brookline. I believe that's Finnegan. Finnegan continues to push it ahead, dumps it into the Plymouth zone, taken down by Coffey. Coffey tries to clear, but can't get it out as it's dumped back in by Jasper Reed. Coffey controls it around the back of the net, tries to pass it ahead, but it's deflected once again, comes back to Coffey in the corner. Coffey passes over to Lopes. Lopes tries to send it ahead, but it's a loose puck recovered by Brookline, but then poked away, recovered again by Finnegan, and then it goes back to Lopes, who lifts it and clears it. Now Reed in a chase with number 21 of Plymouth South. It eventually gets trapped in the corner and cleared out back to the neutral zone. Chris Colbert was pushing the issue there as Plymouth South recovers and pushes into the Brookline zone, but then quickly pushed back out to the neutral zone. Battle in the neutral zone. Erdman trying to get it across with Badger. They couldn't do it. Recovered by Plymouth South. They tried to clear it, but once again picked up by Badger. We're certainly happy to see him back after he skated off the ice for a stretch there. He sends it into the Plymouth zone. It's recovered by Lopes. Lopes passes over to Coffey. Coffey tries to send it ahead through the neutral zone. Eventually tapped ahead by Thomas Nolan rather. He dumps it in, but it's recovered by Fish. Fish trying to skate away from several players. He eventually pushes it ahead, and then it's an attempted pass over to Erdman is deflected, but then recovered by Emmett Tien. Tien brings it across the blue line. Tien tries to shoot, but a number of deflections of his stick, and it goes high. Battle behind the net for the rebound. It's eventually taken by number 11, Thomas Nolan of Plymouth South. He sends the pass back. It goes back around the back of the net, recovered by Gurdon. Gurdon tries to push it in, deflected, and goes back into the neutral zone. Gurdon recovers, sends it over to Vish. Vish dumps it into the Plymouth South zone. Aiden Chin chasing it down, but he can't recover it. It's recovered by Plymouth South. Plymouth South trying to pass it out, but it's poked away and then recovered by Aiden Chin. Sends it into the corner for Colin Finnegan. Finnegan tried a centering pass, no Brookline players there, deflected by Plymouth South. And then a quick clear by Plymouth South. Kenny Thurston trying to chase down the puck, but we have an icing call. Only 6.9 seconds left in this first period. A 2-0 lead for Brookline. Once again, courtesy of goals by Owen Erdman and Colin Finnegan. Brookline getting a number of forward units involved here. Temporary scare there as one of their top scorers, Grayson Badger, seemed to go down with an injury, but he's back out on the ice and taking the face-off in the Brookline zone. We got a battle in the face-off circle. It goes down behind the back of the net, almost recovered by Finnegan, but instead recovered by Plymouth South, and that ends the first period. The first period of this charity game in benefit of the Travis Roy Foundation here at the Junior Bean Pop Tournament. And it's Brookline with a 2-0 lead over Plymouth South, courtesy of goals from Owen Erdman and Colin Finnegan. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, live at Walter Brown Arena. I will be back with the second period. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome back to Walter Brown Arena on the campus of Boston University in Boston, Massachusetts. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan here covering some high school boys hockey action between the Brookline Warriors and the Plymouth South Panthers in this charity game in benefit of the Travis Roy Foundation, which benefits those who suffered from paralysis due to spinal cord injuries and other issues. They provide relief, they provide quality of life grants to purchase adaptive equipment for those struggling to live with such injuries, as well as awarding research grants in pursuit of a cure for paralysis. So a fantastic cause for an alum of Boston University hockey, and some great hockey being played so far this game. Brookline with a 2-0 lead over Plymouth South, courtesy of goals by Owen Erdman and Colin Finnegan in that first period. And we get ready for the first face-off of the second period. Struggle for it in the box. It's eventually pushed through by Plymouth South. They almost get on the attack, but then it's pushed back to the neutral zone. Plymouth South dumps it back in, bounces around the boards. It's picked up by Brookline, and they push it ahead, back out to the neutral zone, pushed back into the Brookline zone by Plymouth South, and recovered by Eli Bach for Brookline. Bach tries to push it ahead. He gets it off the boards. It's streaking down the end of the ice. Eventually recovered by Plymouth South, but Grayson Badger pushing the issue. They're trying to get her away from those first-line forwards of Brookline, and that's going to be a trip call against Colin Finnegan. Going for the puck, he caught leg and took the Plymouth South player off his feet. Colin Finnegan will be going into the penalty box for 2 minutes. Of course, Colin Finnegan having scored on the power play last period to give Brookline its multi-goal lead. So that'll be a 2-minute minor against Finnegan for tripping. As we get ready to see Plymouth South going on the power play here. That'll be Casey Donovan taking the face-off. He sends it back to number 11, then back to 15, Chase Sacco. Sacco controlling it from the point for Plymouth South. Passes it down to the corner. Shot by Donovan goes wide. Battle for the puck. It's eventually picked up by Plymouth South. It's number 18. Tries a centering pass, deflected. Picked up by Casey Donovan. Donovan sends it back to Sacco. Sacco winds up for the one-timer. Saved by Markman. He couldn't quite grab it. And now he got a battle in the corner for the puck. After the puck went loose, it's eventually picked up by Plymouth South. They send the pass back out. Another shot in. It doesn't reach the goalie. And it's cleared out of the attack zone by Brookline. Sacco once again controlling it. He passes it ahead to number 11, Thomas Nolan. Nolan trying to pass. It gets deflected but goes back to Sacco. Sacco tries to bring it through the neutral zone. Poked away by Aiden Chin. Recovered by Casey Donovan. Donovan now bringing it across the blue line. Goes for a shot. Off the post! Recovered by Plymouth South's number 18. He puts in the shot. Now it's a scramble around the net. But nothing doing. Gurdon sends it around the boards. Recovered by number 3, Noah St. Germain. He dumps it in. Puck goes around the back. Gurdon tries to clear, can't quite clear it. It's picked up by Nolan, passed over to Sacco. Sacco couldn't quite corral it, and Brookline clears it away, and now we've got a breakaway. This is Emmett Tian going for the pass, and it just gets away from Aiden Chin. Aiden Chin sends it around the boards, and it's recovered by Sacco. Emmett Tian with some heads-up defense to go on the attack there from the PK unit, but couldn't quite land the pass to Aiden Chin. Now Plymouth South they dump it into the Brookline zone. The dump in by Thomas Nolan. Battle around the boards. Now it's recovered by Brookline. They get it through into the neutral zone. That was Badger who tried to get it through but gets outnumbered. St. Germain trying to get it across the blue line. He gets pestered by Badger, and then it's recovered by number 21. And he's trying to keep control of the puck through several defenders. His shot lazily goes wide. He brings it around the back, passes it over to Sacco. Sacco tries to put it towards the net. Deflected, picked up by Farrell. Farrell tries to push it, but it gets poked away by several Brookline players. Now Grayson Badger is bringing it across the blue line by himself. He's trying to go alone. Shot scores! Unbelievable! Grayson Badger went around about 4 guys, took it by himself, kept control, and managed to get the deke on Vincent Ventresca and put it through his legs for the goal. Grayson Badger, sometimes he is just poetry in motion when he's got the puck in his stick. 3-0 now the score in favor of Brookline. 12:05 to go in this second period. As right after the end of the power play, Grayson Badger took the puck in the neutral zone, skated around several defenders, and outmaneuvered Vincent Ventresca to get the easy score. And I say easy, but he made it look easy, really. Face-off is being battled for now in the neutral zone near the Plymouth South bench, eventually pushed back to Ellis Vish. Vish sends it into the Plymouth South zone. It's being chased down by number 14, Dylan Coffey. Coffey tries to corral it, but he's outnumbered. Now the puck gets away, and it's picked up by number 17, Kenny by number 10, rather, of Plymouth South, who tried to clear it out. It eventually gets into the neutral zone. That's Mason Miller who cleared it out. It is recovered by Brookline, passed over to Vish. Vish sends a long pass ahead, and then it's dumped into the attack zone by Aiden Chin. Emmett Tian chases down the puck, but it's recovered by Plymouth South. And now James Lopes has it. He passes it ahead, gets away from number 6, RJ Roy, and goes deep into the Brookline zone for an icing. Brookline with a 3-0 lead now, courtesy of the first goal of this period, scored by sophomore Grayson Badger, who really showed off his speed and his stick skills on that one. He was being double, triple teamed, something like that. Very impressive, can't say enough about it. The face-off in the Plymouth South zone goes back to Jasper Reed. He whiffs on a shot attempt, and it's picked up by Plymouth South number 11. He goes on a breakaway shot, saved by Markman! An impressive run by Thomas Nolan, but Markman was not going to let that one through. The puck goes dangerously towards the box, and it's picked up by Nolan again. He goes for another shot, can't get it through, and then Markman is forced to dive on the puck. A couple of dangerous chances there for Thomas Nolan of Plymouth South, but he can't quite get it home. Some great defensive plays by Gil Markman, who hasn't had a very busy night, but he's been performing. Face off in the Brookline zone, won by Brookline. Eli Bach controls the puck. He sends it around the back, over to Zach Cohen. Cohen trying to pass ahead to Badger. Pass is deflected but recovered by Bach. Bach sends it ahead to Aiden Shin. Aiden Shin loses control of it, and it's cleared away by Plymouth South. Now they're trying to get it across the blue line. Casey Donovan with the shot, deflected by Bach, and now recovered by Bach and then taken by Badger. Badger now trying to take it across. Passes over to Bach but gets away from him. Recovered by Plymouth South. They clear it into the neutral zone. Colin Finnegan tried to get it across in time, but Aiden Shin couldn't get across the blue line in time to let Finnegan go across, and that'll be an offsides. .10:24 left to go in this second period. Brookline leads 3-0 with 10:24 left in the period. Face off in the neutral zone, won by Plymouth. Nick Farrell sends it ahead to Kenny Thurston. Thurston sends it back, and it's then sent forward. Over to number 21, Chris Colbert, who dumps it into the Brookline zone. Farrell trying to chase it down, battling Jasper Reed. And now Colbert and Finnegan joining the fight. Colbert recovers it, sends it back to number 8. Shot deflected off the foot of Finnegan, and that looked like it hurt. Around the back of the net, Jasper Reed gets taken off his feet by a check. Battle for it in the corner now as the battle for the puck continues. It's eventually pushed ahead by Brookline, goes to Badger. Badger sends it off the boards, looking for Aiden Shin deep down in the Plymouth South zone, and instead I think we're going to get an icing call. Aiden Shin couldn't get around Chase Sacco, and so the long pass turns into an icing. And we're going to have a face-off in the Brookline zone. Colin Finnegan against Casey Donovan. Face-off is being battled for. Donovan with a shot, saved by Markman. Donovan got himself into a position where he could just whip around and shoot that one, even as they still battled the face-off dot. But Markman with some heads-up play, and thankfully for Brookline, the shot went right into Markman's chest. Face-off again in the Brookline zone. It's won this time by Plymouth South. The shot is deflected, recovered by Donovan on the rebound. He tries to force the issue, but well defended by Brookline. And now Brookline is going to try and push it ahead. They have it in the neutral zone. Now bringing it across. Braden Lewis passes over to Marcus Pius. Pius with the shot goes wide. Recovered at the blue line by Zach Cohen. He tries to dump back in. Intercepted by Plymouth South, but then poked away by Cohen. Almost recovered by Lewis. No, almost recovered by Hawkins. And then Cohen tried to push it, but eventually it's taken away. Noah St. Germain now taking it. Pass over to Donovan, deflected, but then recovered. Another shot saved by Markman and cleared away by the Brookline defenders. Lewis trying to clear it out of the zone. Can't quite do it. Now Hawkins trying to poke it away, but instead it's recovered by Plymouth South. Passed over to St. Germain. Shot. Glove save by Markman. Plymouth South really pushing the issue there a couple of times, but some nice play in net by Gil Markman. Even if Brookline has largely dominated the possession game here, Markman has not slacked off in his goaltending duties. We have a face-off in the Brookline zone. It's sent back. Shot goes wide. Recovered by Bach, it appears, as he battles a couple of Plymouth South players. The shot by Brendan Jones, number 7 of Plymouth South, could not go at home. Brookline trying to clear it out. They get it into the neutral zone, battling for it in the neutral zone, and it goes back to Jones. Jones sends it ahead, and now it's recovered by Brookline. Recovered eventually by Badger. Badger trying to get it across the blue line. He dumps it into the Plymouth South zone. It goes around the back of the boards. It's recovered by Finnegan. Finnegan passes it down. It's deflected. Recovered again by Finnegan around the back of the boards, but it's taken away by Chase Sacco. Sacco trying to bring it around. Now Brendan Jones battling Aiden Shin and Colin Finnegan. Finnegan recovers it. Sends it around the back, but it looks like it's going to be recovered by Sacco. Sacco trying to clear it out, but he can't. Recovered by Badger. Badger nifty around a couple defenders. A pass. Shot saved by Ventresca. That shot was Emmett Tian, I believe. Now a battle around behind the back of the net. And now they managed to clear it into the neutral zone. Badger sends it back into the attack zone. Caleb Weldon trying to chase it down. That was my mistake. I believe that's Owen Erdman who recovers it, tries to send a centering pass over to Tien. It goes wide, recovered by Brookline, dumped back into the corner. It goes around the boards. Ellis Vish battling for it, as well as Emmett Tien. They eventually send it around the back of the boards. Caleb Weldon trying to chase it down. Has to check an opponent. Erdman tried to chase it down, couldn't grab it. Now it's a battle for the puck, and it's won by Plymouth South. Passed ahead to number 21, Chris Colbert. Colbert brings it across the blue line. His attempted shot is deflected by Vish. Vish recovers, sends it around the back of the boards over to Erdman, I want to say. Long pass. Over to Weldon. Weldon was battling for it. Now Tien battling for it. As Weldon comes off the ice, he might have been hurt. The scramble for the puck results in Vish grabbing it and jumping it into the Plymouth South zone, but it's easily recovered by Coffey. Dylan Coffey passes it over to number 4, Logan Graham. Graham tries to clear it out. Deflected. And almost won by Badger, but it hadn't quite crossed the blue line, so that'll be an offsides. Or no, it had cleared the blue line. Either way, it looks like there was an offsides call. We'll have the neutral zone face-off near the Plymouth zone. It'll be Finnegan versus Donovan again. Face-off won by Brookline. Aiden Chin dumps it into the Plymouth South zone. Being chased down by Paul Duffley. Duffley passes it ahead, but the puck is then taken away by Brookline. After a scramble, it goes to Badger. Badger tried to pass it over to Chin, but he couldn't quite reach him, and now we have a whistle blown. Looks like we're going to have a penalty. We'll see who gets sent to the penalty box this time. Each team has had a chance to be on the power play. Brookline, of course, scoring the power play goal via a nice shot from Colin Finnegan. Plymouth South managed to kill their penalty, but shortly afterwards it was Grayson Badger who scored. And now it looks like this is going to be another penalty on Plymouth South. And it looks like that's going to be against Casey Donovan. It will be Casey Donovan who will be serving the 2-minute minor. 6:28 left to go in this period. Brookline leads 3-0 over Plymouth South, and they'll have a face-off in the Plymouth South zone. The face-off goes back to Gurdon. Jacob Gurdon passes over to Badger. Badger winds up and shoots. No good. It goes wide. Almost recovered by Cohen, but then taken and cleared away by Plymouth South. Chasing it down is Chris Colbert. Markman holding the puck, and another whistle. 15 seconds into this power play, Chris Colbert was chasing down the puck. Markman corralled it, and I guess they're going to say either someone came up behind Chris Colbert, or maybe Gil Markman was holding on to the puck for too long. Either way, it'll be a 2-minute minor served by Ellis Vish, and we have a 4-on-4 situation here in the second period. Face-off in the Brookline zone. Won by Brookline. Zach Cohen sends it around behind the back of the net. Over to Badger. Grayson Badger goes around his man. Brings it out of the Brookline zone into the neutral zone. Still skating by himself. Gets around another defender into the attack zone. Around another defender. Are you kidding me? Goes for the shot. Goes wide. Badger recovers his own rebound, but he's outnumbered, and Plymouth South takes it away. This is number 3, St. Germain. Noah St. Germain tries to go around a defender. Taken away by Zach Cohen. Cohen brings it around the back of the net. Tries to pass it off the boards. Almost taken away by Plymouth South, and instead we got a battle for the puck, and it is won by Plymouth South. We got a shot from Colbert, goes high and wide. Badger recovers, tries to dump it. It gets taken away by Plymouth for a second, but then deflected away by Cohen and cleared by Colin Finnegan, and that's going to be an icing. Dangerous pass there by Grayson Badger. Almost gave a big opening for Plymouth South. We'll have the 4-on-4 situation for another 58 seconds as Casey Donovan serves the rest of his penalty. And then we'll have 16 seconds of a power play for Plymouth South as Ellis Fish continues to serve his. Brookline zone face-off. Eventually won by Plymouth. Sent back to Coffey. Coffey tries to send it in the net. Goes way wide. Recovered by Sacco. Sacco tries to dump it in, but it's recovered by Jasper Reed easily. Reed tries to pass it off the boards. Gets away from everybody, but then recovered by number 18, Matt Smith. Smith gets around his defender. Tries to go for the shot high and wide. He recovered it, but had the puck taken away. Long pass by Brookline attempted. Goes into the neutral zone, but recovered by Coffey. Now pushed ahead to number 20 to number 11, Nolan. Nolan goes for a shot. Pad save by Markman. Nolan recovers, dumps it all the way back to Sacco, but Sacco has the puck knocked away, recovered by Coffey in the neutral zone. Coffey sends it ahead, looking for Smith, but it gets away from him, and Brookline recovers. Now they're trying to push it. They get it through to the Plymouth zone. No icing this time. Sacco sends it around the back of the boards, but it goes over the boards, through the net, and into the stands for a dead puck. 5 seconds still left on the 4-on-4 situation before Casey Donovan gets to come back out. 20 seconds before Ellis Fish returns. So in actuality, we'll have about 15 to 16 seconds of a power play for Plymouth South, as we have a Plymouth zone face-off. It's dropped and corralled by Brookline, sent back to Grayson Badger. Badger trying to go around a couple of defenders. He dumps it into the corner. Colin Finnegan chases it down. He tries the centering pass. Scooped by Badger. He couldn't quite corral the puck, though, and couldn't get the shot off. Some nice control as he sends it back to Zach Cohen. Zach Cohen dumps it in to the Plymouth South zone, as they were on the penalty kill for a few seconds there. But penalty is quickly killed off, and now it's St. Germain bringing it into the attack zone. Gets around a couple of defenders. It's poked away, but goes back to Kenny Thurston. Thurston tries the centering pass to Farrell. Intercepted by Finnegan, I believe. Pushed ahead. That's either Vish or Badger. Shot goes wide either way. And now St. Germain trying to chase it down in the Brookline end as it went all the way around the ice, but then tracked down by Vish. Vish gives it over to Finnegan. Finnegan gets outnumbered but pushes it ahead. It goes to, I believe that's Aiden Shin. Aiden Shin has it poked at, but eventually recovers after a bit of a loose puck. Passes it back to the defenders. It goes to Vish. Vish sends it off the boards, and it's caught and sent down by Chin, and then it gets poked ahead to Caleb Weldon. Weldon goes for the shot, save, rebound, almost with the putback, and then it gets to Caleb Weldon. He's trying to push it through, and Aiden Shin was trying to push it through, but it was saved by Ventresca. Some nice moves there by the Brookline players. Owen Erdman with a nice recovery there on the rebound following the initial shot by Caleb Weldon, but he couldn't quite finish it. Weldon couldn't finish it, and Aiden Shin couldn't finish it. So they come away without a goal, and we'll have a Plymouth zone face-off. Won by Brookline, but won a little too hard by Brookline as it goes all the way back to the Brookline zone with Eli Bach chasing. Bach tracks it down, passes it ahead. I believe that's Erdman who... No, that was an attempted pass ahead by TN to Erdman, and it gets away from him. Cleared by Plymouth South, but it's going to be an icing. 3:07 left to go in this second period. Brookline leading 3-0, courtesy of goals by Owen Erdman, Colin Finnegan, and Grayson Badger. We have a Plymouth zone face-off. It looks like it'll be Emmett Tian against Mason Miller. And Mason Miller is taken out of the face-off circle, and Matt Daly comes in. Face-off goes back to Brookline. Eli Bach dumps it into the corner. It goes around the boards. Being chased down by Ben Rosenthal, but he can't corral it. Instead, it's pushed ahead by Plymouth South, but then taken by Vish. Vish with the shot saved by Ventresca. Another save by Vincent Ventresca, who's been very busy this evening for Plymouth South, but still allowing 3 goals. Brookline with the 3-0 lead. And we have another Plymouth zone face-off after another dead puck. This one is being battled for. It's picked up by Pius. Pius tries to push it ahead, but it's corralled by too many Plymouth players, and now it gets pushed into the neutral zone. Recovered by Pius. Pius has it in the Brookline zone. Tries to pass it over to Aiden Finnegan. It gets lost, but then picked up by Emmett Tian. Tian trying to bring it around. He tries to clear it, but it's recovered by James Lopes. Lopes winds up, goes for a shot. It's deflected and goes into the netting behind the, above the boards. Not the net he wanted it to go into, certainly. And we have another dead puck, and we have a player down on the ice. That's Emmett Tian. Emmett Tian slowly getting up. He appears to be holding his head. He was slammed hard into the boards. And we have the Brookline trainer coming out to check on him. This just screams concussion protocol. And of course, like any injured player, we certainly hope that he is okay. Both teams take a pause to talk with their coaches, while some look on with concern for Emmett Tian. But the fact that he is up off his back is a good sign. And now he comes up onto his feet with a little help from the trainer. A round of applause for the crowd as Tian is back on his feet. His equipment being picked up by trainers and officials. And Tian not even going back to the bench, just being taken out the back door. He looks visibly shaken, and I guess they can't go out that door. Tian will in fact skate back to the bench. They tried to find a shorter way out for him, which just tells you that might be serious. Tian's players coming around, skating past him as they come on the ice, and Tian comes off. They show their compassion, show their love for their teammate as he heads down the tunnel. And certainly we hope it's nothing too serious. We'll have a Brookline zone face-off after that dead puck. Face-off is won by Casey Donovan. He goes for the shot. It goes wide. Recovered by Brookline. Cleared on ahead. And it's going to go straight to Ventresca, who traps it for the dead puck. Strong clear there by Jacob Gurdon. Gurdon has been an effective part of the defense for Brookline so far, and of course had the secondary assist on the first goal by Owen Erdman. Face-off in the Plymouth South zone with 2:20 left to go in this second period. Face-off is being battled for, won by Finnegan. Finnegan with a shot, it goes wide, slightly deflected by Ventresca. Rebound recovered by Plymouth South. They tried to push it ahead, taken by Cohen. He dumps it into the corner for Finnegan. Finnegan goes for the centering pass to Chin, but it's donked away. And now it's Casey Donovan bringing it into the blue line. Pass over to Nolan. Shot saved by Markman, and he dives on it to kill it. That was another dangerous shot by Thomas Nolan. The number of near goals he's had this game is ridiculous. And props again to goaltender Gil Markman. Deflected it just enough that I think it went off the post. And then he dove on it with his glove to make sure there was no chance of a rebound. We'll have a Brookline zone face-off here. It's won by Plymouth South, sent back to Coffey. Coffey tries to pass over to Sacco, but it gets across the blue line, kills the attack a bit. Sacco does dump it in. It's recovered by Brookline, passed over to Caleb Weldon, still in the Brookline zone. Now into the neutral zone is, I think, Badger, Grayson Badger, bringing it across the blue line himself, passes it around the boards, recovered by Weldon. And now multiple players fighting for it. It's eventually taken by Kenny Thurston, passed ahead to Chris Colbert. And then over to Nick Farrell. Nick Farrell trying to bring it across the blue line himself. He gets across. Passes over to Thurston. Thurston going for the shot, but it's deflected away by the defenders. Brayton Lewis picking it up. He tries to pass it ahead. It's deflected by Colbert. And that'll negate the potential icing as Dylan Coffey chases it down in the Plymouth South zone, and he restarts things. The pass is intercepted by Chin, but neither Chin nor Badger could get control of it as the puck rolls away over to the corner, and now we got a battle between about 6 players for the puck. It gets eventually pushed around the back, recovered by Vish, dumped into Badger in the corner. Badger tries the centering pass, too many bodies there. It gets recovered by Vish, but it goes behind the blue line, and that'll be an offsides if the Brookline players touch it. Instead, it's picked up by Sacco. Sacco tries a long pass. It gets to Colbert across the blue line. Colbert with an attempted centering pass, but nobody there. Picked up by Kenny Thurston off the boards. He tries to dump it around the back, but it's picked up by Brookline and passed ahead. This will be Badger, who sends a long pass over to Chin. Chin, shot off the crossbar. Recovered by Farrell and dumped back to Coffey. Coffey sends it across the boards. Eventually picked up by Chin and dumped into the Plymouth zone. And we've got a whistle with 20.2 seconds left in this second period. 3-0, the Brookline lead. And we'll have a Brookline zone face-off, as I guess they broke some rules with their stick there for a second. We're still at even strength. Here comes the face-off. It's pushed to the back, but recovered by Donovan. Donovan brings it around the back, goes for the shot. Dangerous loose puck, but it gets sent back. Long shot goes wide. Markman trying to dive on it. He does. After the long shot from, I believe, Noah St. Germain. St. Germain sent in the long shot. It went wide. That was after a shot from Donovan was stopped by Markman, led to a dangerous loose puck with a number of players within inches of it, but it was cleared out by a Brookline defender. 8 seconds left in the second period. Well, another Brookline zone face-off. This one is won by Finnegan. He tries to push it through some players, hits traffic, and now we've got a battle for the puck around the face-off circle, and eventually Finnegan clears it out to the neutral zone, and that'll end the second period. Only one score this period, a goal by Grayson Badger, as it adds to the Brookline lead. 3-0 is the current score. I'm Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan here at Walter Brown Arena for this Junior Bean Pot charity game in benefit of the Travis Roy Foundation. Go to travisroyfoundation.org to find out more about what this great organization does to help those suffering from paralysis due to spinal cord injuries and other inhibitions. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I will be back for the third period of play of this game. Please stay tuned. Hello and welcome back to Walter Brown Arena on the campus of Boston University in Boston, Massachusetts. I am still Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, still covering an excellent hockey game between the Brookline Warriors and the Plymouth South Panthers. This game, of course, a part of the Junior Bean Pot charity tournament that is being played in benefit of the Travis Roy Foundation, spearheaded by a former BU hockey player, Travis Roy, in an effort to help those dealing with physical paralysis as the result of spinal cord injuries. Current score, Brookline 3, Plymouth South 0. Goals coming from Owen Erdman in the first 5 minutes of the first period. Colin Finnegan on the power play a couple minutes after that. And then Grayson Badger in the second period. Plymouth South increased its push for the attack in the second period, but still couldn't get anything past Brookline goalie Gil Markman, who has made a few really outstanding goal-saving efforts. Meanwhile, the one scary moment of the second period, of course, Emmett Tian going down with a potential concussion. We get ready for the third period face-off. It's won by Ellis Vish, who gets sent to the face-off circle for a rare opportunity. It goes back to Jasper Reed, who dumps it into the Plymouth South zone, goes around the end boards, and it's being battled for by several players. Eventually taken by Plymouth South. They are still trying to clear it out of their own zone. They get to the neutral zone, but it's picked up by Reed, who dumps it back into the Plymouth zone. Picked up by Chase Sacco. Sacco loses control of it. Aidenshin tries to pick it up, and he loses control of it. It goes to the back of the net, where it's picked up by Badger. He's trying to battle through a number of defenders, and he pushes the issue, shoots, scores! No, that was Ellis Fish! Ellis Fish getting to play forward in a rare opportunity. He not only wins the face-off, but he pushes the puck through a few defenders after trapping it along the end boards, and then gets a nifty backhander after eventually pushing it through near the goalie box and pushing it through the legs of Vincent Ventresca. 4-0 Brookline. Face-off is won at first by Plymouth, but then it's taken by Owen Erdman, passed over to Grayson Badger, back to Erdman, but gets away from him. Braden Lewis recovers it in the corner. He tries to pass it around the back boards. Picked up by Badger. He gets away from his defender. Badger gets around a couple defenders, pass over to Erdman. Erdman shot saved by Ventresca. Ellis Vish not only taking face-offs, but scoring a goal. Not what you expect from one of Brookline's top defensemen, but a nice play for the junior co-captain. Face-off in the Plymouth zone is won by Plymouth and pushed ahead into the neutral zone. Recovered by Eli Bach of Brookline. He tries to pass it off the boards. It gets away from his intended target, and it's picked up by James Lopes of Plymouth South, but then poked away by Colin Finnegan. He dumps it around behind the boards over, and it's recovered by Sacco. But now battling for it is Marcus Pius and Caleb Weldon of Brookline. Puck gets away from them into the other corner. It's picked up by Thomas Nolan, who tries to kick it out of the zone. It's stopped by Jasper Reed, and after another battle for the puck, It's now still being battled for, picked up by Sacco. And Sacco passes it ahead to the neutral zone, picked up by Casey Donovan. Donovan shoots, scores! Casey Donovan wound up all alone after a nice pass from Sacco. He gets across the blue line and gets the wrister past Gil Markman for the first goal of the game for Plymouth South. We are less than 2 minutes into this third period, and already each team has scored. Ellis Vish with the goal for Brookline, Casey Donovan with the goal for Plymouth South, and it looks like they both will be taking the face-off after the score. Face-off is won by Brookline, goes back to Jesper Reed. Reed passes over to Zach Cohen, but too hard and gets away from him. Dumped in by Matt Smith. Cohen recovers, passes back over to Reed, who tries to pass it ahead. He gets away from his target again, but then the guy slips and it's picked up by Aiden Shin. Aiden Shin going on the run, shoots, saved by Ventresca. Aiden Shin had a nice opportunity there after, I believe, James Lopes slipped and lost control of the puck. Aiden Shin picked it up, went on a 2-on-1 rush, but his shot could not get past Vincent Ventresca, who's got a couple of nice saves to open this period. Plymouth zone face-off, won by Plymouth, but then it's pushed back to Jesper Reed. It's taken away by Plymouth South. They're now going on a run, and the shot high by number 21. That is Chris Colbert. Colbert with the high shot, and now it's battled for in the corner, and then it gets away from everyone, goes over to Zach Cohen. Zach Cohen tries to pass it ahead to Owen Erdman. It goes wide, picked up by Dylan Coffey. Brings it back to the Plymouth zone. He sends it ahead over into the Brookline zone. No icing call here, and it's picked up by Kenny Thurston, who brings it around the back, tries to pass it over. It gets away from his target and into the neutral zone. Recovered by Dylan Coffey in the Plymouth zone. He clears it into the neutral zone, ahead to Colbert, but Colbert loses control of it as he was outnumbered. It's passed back to Jasper Reed. Reed dumps it into the Plymouth zone. Tapped by Ventresca over to Coffey. Coffey holding it behind his own net. He comes out, tries to send a pass deflected by Ben Rosenthal. Rosenthal tried to recover it, lost control of it, and it's dumped out into the neutral zone. Dumped it back in by Brookline into the Plymouth zone. Plymouth tries to clear it, deflected by Gurdon, and then picked up by Plymouth, passed ahead to Colbert. Colbert across the blue line, tries to shoot, deflected by the defender. That's Aiden Finnegan who deflected it, was battling for the puck, and then it's eventually cleared out, but couldn't get it out of the zone. A shot is almost deflected in by Nick Farrell, but it gets wide. And now a battle in the corner by several players, won by Thurston. Thurston goes around his defender, but loses control of the puck. He passes it back to Coffey. Coffey launches one in, and it goes wide of everything. St. Germain tried to push it in, but it's taken away by Finnegan. Finnegan passes ahead to Rosenthal. Rosenthal tries to pass it ahead, nobody there, and it's taken by Plymouth. Plymouth tries to get it into the neutral zone out of their own zone, but it's deflected by Badger. Or, no, that's Vish. And then it gets dumped into the Brookline zone by Plymouth South. Taken back out by Brookline. Tried to pass it ahead to Campbell. Hawkins gets away from him. Plymouth South takes it away. They dump it into the Brookline zone, and now coming around the back is Matt Smith. He gets pinned by Gurdon. Vish picks up the puck. Almost taken away by Smith again, but instead it's recovered by Campbell Hawkins. He tries to send a long pass ahead. It is recovered by Aiden Chan across the blue line. 1-on-2. And he slows things down and waits for his teammates. Tries to pass, but it gets intercepted. Stopped at the blue line by Jasper Reed. He's trying to fight through a number of guys. He can't quite get through everybody. And it is recovered by number 7, Brendan Jones, who tries to push it ahead, but he can't. It's deflected still in the neutral zone. Brought back to the Plymouth zone by Donovan. Jones picks it up. Tries to pass it around the back of the boards. Deflected by Brookline, but eventually recovered by Plymouth South as they send it around the other way. This time recovered by Colin Finnegan. He dumps it into the corner. Sacco recovers, tries to clear, kicked by one of the Brookline players, but eventually it lands with Matt Smith, who passes over to Casey Donovan. Donovan across the blue line, tries to get around Cohen, can't do it, but almost tapped in by Thomas Nolan, but it goes wide. Dumped back around the boards, and a long clear attempt lands on the edge of the Plymouth South bench, and they'll call a dead puck. The attempted clear, I believe, by Zach Cohen. We'll have a Brookline zone face-off here with 10:02 left to play in this game where Brookline leads 4-1. Face-off, won by Brookline, goes back to Finnegan. Finnegan tries to send it around the boards, gets away from Weldon, gets away from Lopes, and now Lopes chasing it down in the Plymouth zone, and they're going to call icing. Finnegan in the back line as Brookline just mixing in their lineups here in this 4-1 contest that they have never trailed. We'll have a Brookline zone face-off again. Looks like it'll be Vish taking the face-off against Kenny Thurston. And it's won by Plymouth South, but gets back to the neutral zone. Dumped in by Sacco, picked up by Aiden Finnegan, passed over to Eli Bach. Bach sends it off the boards over to Weldon. Weldon dumps it in to the Plymouth zone. It goes around the back of the board, stopped by Ventresca. A couple players battling for the puck. It's recovered by Erdman. He sends a long pass out that gets to Aiden Finnegan. Finnegan tries to dump it in, but it's intercepted and then passed ahead. This is going to be a shot saved by Markman. The shot by Chris Colbert, a dangerous chance as he was all alone, but a glove save by Markman. It gets away from him, though, and goes into the corner where 4 players are battling for it. Eventually taken away by Kenny Thurston. Sent back. Shot goes wide. May have been slightly deflected by Markman. Another pass attempt. It's stolen away by Brookline. That's Ellis Vish. He gets across the blue line. Tries to slide and recover it, but he can't quite recover it. It's taken away by Plymouth South, but then taken away by Brookline. That's Caleb Weldon, but he falls. And now it's picked up by Kenny Thurston, who brings it across the blue line. He passes it over to Colbert. Colbert loses control of it. Now Nick Farrell tries to recover it. Shot scores! That was Chris Colbert who recovered the crazy loose puck and sent it top shelf past Markman. 4-2 will now be the score. After some hard fighting by Kenny Thurston, Nick Farrell, and ultimately Chris Colbert with the finish. Big scramble around the net there, and eventually the puck wound up at the stick of Chris Colbert, who finishes to make it a 4-2 game. Faceoff goes all the way back to the Brookline zone, almost taken away by Kenny Thurston. It's tapped away, but picked up by Plymouth South again. A centering pass is attempted, gets to Matt Smith, shot wide. Recovered by Noah St. Germain, who dumps it into the corner. Recovered by Brookline. Passed from Vish over to Weldon, I believe, who tries to clear it, can't do it. No, that was Aiden Chin who tried to clear it. And after Vish sends it ahead to Finnegan, Finnegan sends it into the neutral zone. It's brought back to the Brookline zone and then sent all the way ahead, now into the Plymouth zone. St. Germain clears it out to the neutral zone. It's eventually picked up by Casey Donovan. Donovan shot high. Rebound recovered by Brookline, passed over to Aiden Chin. Aiden Chin tried to send it ahead, but intercepted by Plymouth South. It's then dumped into the Brookline zone, being chased down by Jasper Reed. Reed recovers the puck, passes it ahead to Weldon, I think, who then passes it over to Erdman. Erdman trying to get across the blue line. Erdman with a shot goes wide. Recovered by Nolan, who tries to tap it away from the Brookline players, but recovered by Brookline, now dumped into the corner. An attempted centering pass is intercepted by Plymouth South, and now bringing it across the blue line. A shot by Colbert again, stopped by Markman this time. And it was Weldon, I believe, who recovered it behind the net, sent it back around, now into the neutral zone. Now Badger poking it away, trying to chase it down in the Plymouth zone, and he gets taken down by Sacco. Sacco eventually recovered the puck. A few passes, and now it's back into the neutral zone. Passed ahead to Nick Farrell. Nick Farrell trying to get around Zach Cohen. Can't do it, and it's recovered by Jacob Gurdon. Gurdon trying to clear it out. Can't quite clear it out. Picked up by Colbert. Attempted pass to Farrell, intercepted by Cohen. Now Cohen skating into the neutral zone. He's taking it across the blue line by himself. Looking for a pass over to Badger, intercepted by Sacco. Sacco sends it ahead to Farrell. He gets away from Farrell, but into the neutral zone. Picked up by Kenny Thurston. Thurston dumps it into the Brookline zone, tries to chase down. He's battling against Eli Bach. And then eventually Colin Finnegan comes in to poke the puck away. Badger tried to recover it, but couldn't quite do it. It's passed back to Farrell, but he loses control of it. Farrell recovers, tries to pass, intercepted. That's Grayson Badger. He's on a breakaway. Across the blue line, he shoots. Scores again! Grayson Badger with his second goal of the game. A heads-up breakaway chance after Plymouth South lost control of the puck. And Grayson Badger with his second goal of this game. I swear, he makes this look way too easy. A breakaway chance should be a pretty easy opportunity to make, but a lot of times goalies manage to stand tall. Badger with great patience, great stick skills once again as he out-dekes Ventresca for an easy goal through the legs, and we have a substitution in net for Brookline. As Braden Lewis wins the face-off for Brookline and dumps it into the Plymouth zone. It's being chased down by Marcus Pius, who pokes it and gets it to Braden Lewis. Lewis trying to fight through a number of defenders. He can't win the battle, and it's taken away by Plymouth and dumped ahead to Matt Smith, who tries to force it across the blue line but runs into a wall of Jasper Reed. Braden Lewis recovers the loose puck, passes it over to Eli Bach. He brings it behind his own net, passes it off the boards. It's recovered by Sacco, but they're going to blow a whistle. And that is Zach Snyder in the net now for Brookline, replacing Gil Markman after Brookline took the 5-2 lead off the heads-up goal by Grayson Badger. 6:02 left to go in this game, and Brookline has a 5-2 lead. And it looks like we've got a penalty call against Plymouth. That'll be number 11, Thomas Nolan, who will be serving the 2-minute minor as Brookline again goes on the power play. Colin Finnegan will be taking the face-off for Brookline in the Brookline zone. As it appears we have a bit of confusion between the Plymouth bench and the officials. And it looks like number 18, Matt Smith, will be heading down the tunnel. I am a bit confused about what is happening right now. Regardless, it will be number 11, Thomas Nolan, serving the 2-minute minor. As we get ready for a Plymouth zone face-off, Brookline, of course, leading 5-2. Led by two very pretty goals from Grayson Badger, as well as some nice shots from Owen Erdman, Colin Finnegan, and Ellis Fish. Okay, now we've got another Plymouth player going into the box. I am thoroughly confused, as there are two players in the penalty box right now for Plymouth South. The scoreboard still shows one, but it looks like we're going to have a 5-on-3 situation. Maybe that was a bench penalty and they had to send someone out to serve it. Scoreboard not showing who that second player is, but yes, we'll have a 5-on-3. Brookline tried to win the face-off, but couldn't. It's taken away by Chris Colbert. The puck gets poked away from him, goes back to Chase Sacco, who dumps it all the way into the Brookline zone. It's recovered by Jasper Reed, who sends it off the boards over to Finnegan. Finnegan with a long pass off the boards, eventually chased down by Grayson Badger. Badger taking it by himself in the neutral zone, gets it across the blue line. And it's 5-on-3. He passes it back to Reed. Reed passes over to Chin. It gets deflected over to Finnegan. Great save by Ventresca. That was some great puck movement by Brookline there in the first 30 seconds of this 5-on-3 situation. Colin Finnegan had a great chance. And credit to Vincent Ventresca, who stretched out and made a nice save on his glove side. And it is number 24, Jack Duffy, serving the penalty, the other 2-minute minor, for Plymouth South, as the faceoff is eventually recovered by Brookline, sent back to Zach Cohen, then sent over to Badger. Badger passes an attempted one-timer by Aiden Chin. He slightly whiffs. Recovered by Casey Donovan, who tries to clear it, but it goes back to Zach Cohen. Zach Cohen dumps it in back over to Aiden Chin. Chin controlling the puck. He sends it back, and then it's passed over to Jasper Reed. Then passed back over to Badger. Badger shoots high, no good. Rebound by Finnegan. Finnegan passes back to Badger. Badger shoots. Glove saved by Ventresca. Once again, some great puck movement so far in this 5-on-3 power play for Brookline, but some really nice saves by Vincent Ventresca. Both glove saves, and off some really nice shots by Colin Finnegan and Grayson Badger, as now Brookline switches forward units and brings out Ellis Fish, Caleb Weldon, and Owen Erdman. Face-off won by Plymouth, and a long clear attempt goes through the hand of Eli Bach, stopped by Snyder back in the Brookline zone, and he gives it over to Gurdon. Gurdon holding it behind his own net, waiting for the play to develop. He brings it out, sends a long pass over to Weldon. Weldon passes over to Erdman across the blue line. Erdman with the puck. He tries to send a through pass. Oh, just missed Caleb Weldon. recovered by Vish. Vish now dribbling, skating inside, trying to get through a couple of defenders, but eventually the Plymouth Horde wins. And now they're skating. It's a one-on-one situation. Shot deflected by Bach and then pushed away by Snyder. Erdman tried to control it in the corner and eventually gets away from everybody and back into the Plymouth zone, recovered by Chase Sacco. Sacco sends it almost into the stands as it bounces off one of the sideboards of the Plymouth bench. A dangerous clear attempt there by Chase Sacco. So still 13 seconds left on the 5-on-3 situation. No score for Brookline thus far out of this big gift of a power play. They've had a couple of nice shots, but Ventresca has made some nice stops. Face-off won by Plymouth. It's sent back, but stopped by Brookline defender. Another shot, a rebound. And is that going to count? It is! That's a score for Brookline. I couldn't see who tapped it in. A long shot went towards the goalie. It was temporarily stopped by Ventresca, but a loose puck dangerously dangling around the goalie box and eventually tapped in. It's hard for me to see who it was. It might have been Finnegan, might have been Badger. We'll wait to see who the PA announcer gives that goal to as we get ready for this face-off following the goal. It's almost won by Plymouth, but they can't force it through several players. And eventually it goes to Brookline. It's being brought across the blue line, passed over to Ben Rosenthal. Rosenthal shoots, saved by Ventresca, and he covers it up. 3:54 left to go in this game. A 6-2 lead for Brookline. And we've got a number of players seeing the ice for the first time. Troy Barrett on the forward position. Will Dassel back on defense. Ben Rosenthal also getting ready to take the face-off. It's won by Plymouth. Casey Donovan trying to find the clear. And the goal was given to Colin Finnegan, his second goal of the game. The puck goes around the back of the net. A battle ensues for the puck. Brookline attempts to clear. St. Germain recovers it, but it's in the neutral zone. It gets poked away from him and recovered by Thomas Nolan. He passes it ahead to number 9. That's Daly. Daly brings it across the blue line, tries to dump it in. It's deflected, recovered by Dassel. Dassel gets taken down, and the puck is taken by Casey Donovan. A dangerous centering pass, but Nolan can't recover it. Brookline trying to push it out. They get it out to the neutral zone, but it's recovered by Donovan. It's dumped into the Brookline zone where it's picked up by Will Dassel. Dassel passes over to Zach Cohen. Zach Cohen tries to pass it off the boards. It eventually gets to Troy Barrett, who pushes it ahead. I believe that's Marcus Pius. Shot saved Ventresca. And yes, that is Marcus Pius who had the shot, fighting for it in the corner. Plymouth South eventually tries to clear, stopped by Aiden Finnegan, who then passes it in, gets away from Pius and over to Sacco. Sacco tries to clear it, but goes right to Pius. Pius gets right to his defender, shoots, scores! Marcus Pius! The freshman with the score! And with a celebration this big over the team's 7th goal, I can only imagine this might have been Marcus Pius' first career goal. Some heads-up play off a sloppy clear attempt by Plymouth. Some nice stick skills around the defender, and Marcus Pius finishes the job to give Brookline the 7-2 lead. 2 goals by Grayson Badger, 2 by Colin Finnegan, and 1 each for Owen Erdman and Ellis Vish, and now Marcus Pius. 7-2 the score with 2:40 left to go. Neutral zone faceoff is eventually corralled by Plymouth. A dump into the Brookline zone, and eventually it's recovered by number 6, who tries to corral it, but eventually it's taken away by Brookline. Dumped, recovered by Bach. And now it goes all the way down in the Plymouth zone, recovered by Badger. He tries a centering pass to Finnegan, no good. It is recovered by Aiden Chin in the neutral zone. He sends it off the boards, recovered by Badger. Badger passes it ahead, taken by Chin. Chin couldn't get through his defenders, and it's picked up by Plymouth's number 6, RJ Roy. Plymouth trying to get it out of the neutral zone. Dumped in by Roy. Being chased down by number 20. And eventually, after some pushing around with Gurdon, it's recovered by Aiden Chin. Chin holding it behind the back of the net. Passes it. Couldn't be recovered by St. Germain. Instead, Ben Rosenthal trying to take it through. It gets taken away by Plymouth number 5. Jasper Reed takes it. Slap shot dump into the Plymouth zone. And Plymouth with a lift into the neutral zone. It's recovered by Brookline. Passed ahead to Troy Barrett. Barrett trying to battle around a number of defenders. Him and Marcus Pice. An attempted clear is taken away by Brookline. An attempted pass over to Rosenthal, but it goes off his skate and away from him. No, that was Barrett, not Rosenthal. Now Daly bringing it across for Plymouth. He gets poked away from him. Recovered by Eli Bach. Sent ahead to Marcus Pice. Pice now bringing it across the blue line. Pice lifts it over to the back boards. Recovered by Sacco. Sacco being chased down by Brookline players, but eventually he turns it around, passes it ahead, and it gets cleared into the neutral zone. Dumped into the Brookline zone, but batted down by Zach Cohen, who takes it around behind the net. A long pass. Oh, but switch was going on, and it looks like Troy Barrett might have tripped making the switch as a pass was being sent over to that area, and he was trying to make the switch with Owen Erdman, but regardless, I think we have an icing call with 36.9 seconds left to play in this game. 7-2, the Brookline lead over Plymouth South. We have a Brookline zone face-off, and it's won by Brookline. Goes into the corner. Now a battle for the puck, and Ellis Fish comes out with it. Tries to go around a defender, but can't regain his balance. Zach Cohen picks it up, pushes it ahead to Finnegan. Finnegan passing it off the boards, but eventually it's batted down by Plymouth, and they might be saying there's an illegal bat down. And we're going to send it into the Brookline zone. 22.6 seconds left. Brookline with a commanding 7-2 lead, having scored 4 goals in this third period, despite having allowed 2. Plymouth zone faceoff, won by Brookline, recovered by Fish. He tries to push it in. A loose puck picked up by Finnegan. His shot goes wide. Recovered by Badger. No, that's Erdman, and he dumps it around the backboards over to Fish. Fish trying to get around a defender. He can't do it. He loses it. Picked up by Daly. Daly tries to clear it. Goes off the skate of his teammate and goes all the way into the Brookline zone. Recovered by Eli Bach. Bach brings it around the back, and that'll put a pin in it as the final horn sounds. And Brookline with an impressive offensive showing in this final period. 7-2, the final score. 2 goals from Grayson Badger, 2 from Colin Finnegan, 1 each from Owen Erdman, Ellis Fish, and Marcus Pice, as Plymouth got their 2 goals from Casey Donovan and Chris Colbert, both in the third period. Brookline with an impressive offensive showing here in this junior paint pot game, being played in benefit of the Travis Roy Foundation, to help those who have suffered from physical paralysis due to spinal cord injuries. Here's hoping plenty of money was raised for a great cause for a BU alum here on the campus of Boston University and the home of last year's women's bean pot champions, the BU Terriers. Today was the Brookline Warriors Day as they finished with a 7-2 victory in their last game at Walter Brown Arena prior to the start of the playoffs. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I'll be back with some post-game interviews with the Brookline Warriors to celebrate their win right after this. Short break as we get down to the lockers for those post-game interviews. Stay tuned, everyone. Hello, everyone. I'm Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan back here at Walter Brown Arena, where the Brookline High Warriors came away with offensively dominant 7-2 victory over Plymouth South here at this junior peen pot game played in benefit of the Travis Roy Foundation. I am here with Brookline coach Mike Yanovich. Coach, your team has now scored at least 4 goals in the past 4 games, topping it off with 7 in this game. You got to feel pretty good about that offense.
Absolutely. It's just what we needed. We needed a little jump here leading into the state tournament, and I think we've got the offense moving. We were a little sleepy in the first and second period, But it was good to get that energy moving through into the third period to take into next game tomorrow and hopefully into the state tournament.
So many elements of that to talk about from a game like tonight. First off, one thing I noticed, the first couple of goals both started by guys off of your back line. You had Jacob Gurdon with a nice lift pass to get started that first goal by Erdman, and then Ellis Vish, who would eventually get a goal of his own playing out of the center position, was able to bring it all the way across on that power play and get things started before Colin ultimately finished for that first goal. It all starts from the back, and you love to see two-way play from here in Philly.
Yeah, we have some good puck-moving defensemen. That's something that we've talked about all year. Not quite as good as some of the other teams in the Bay State League, but we have a solid group, and we've concentrated on moving the puck out of the D zone, stick to stick, rather than just the run and gun that the team has played in the years past. So we're going stick to stick, and they move the puck deep, which is great. We have some speed, so once we can get out of our D zone, our forwards have speed, our D have speed, and we do a pretty good job getting the puck to the net.
And you talk about the stick skills and the puck movement. Let's talk about the one guy who did score in the second period and finished with 2 goals, Grayson Badger. We know the kid's talented. We know he's got the stick skills. But one of the things that really impresses me is his awareness and his patience. Especially on that second goal. That's the second time I've seen him get the puck and have nobody in front of him. That to me just screams, ice awareness right there. And his patience to wait for the exact right moment when he can just poke it through the goalie's legs. It's poetry in motion every time he scores.
Yeah, that's hockey IQ, and there's some players that have an IQ, above and beyond even great players. They just know where to be and when to be there. You can figure out, where the defenseman's leading, where the openings are, and you use their weakness, to your benefit, and that's something that he does very well. He reads the play, he reads his own players, as well as reading the defensive players. He's a dynamic player. He's known as one of the best players, in the Northeast probably. He has a great future ahead of him.
Absolutely. And you talk about future, he's a sophomore. Brookline fans are going to get 2 more years of this kid. That's definitely plenty to look forward to. But speaking of one of the other youngsters, Marcus Pice coming through with that last goal. Based on that celebration, am I correct in assuming that was his first goal as a Warrior?
That was his first goal. And I think, a big bonus of that was, again, going into Quincy tomorrow for our, hopefully, another W. He really picked the entire team up, seeing that goal and seeing the style in which he did it. That was a junior, senior level play where he made the defenseman commit, toe dragged, and then snapped the puck in the net. So everyone was just very happy for him. But it was his first goal, and that goes a long way for the entire team, not just for him.
Now we talk about guys we got to be happy for. Depending on the seeding, this could very well be the last time these seniors play at Walter Brown Arena. Your senior co-captain Colin Finnegan comes away with 2 goals. Gil Markman, another strong performance in net. We saw plenty of great play from the seniors. I didn't get to be here on senior day, but you guys had another great game then. This is a pretty special senior class, even though it's not the biggest.
Yeah, this was the team I came in with 4 years ago when we made the commitment to separate ourselves from what was the past of Brookline hockey. And there's actually 6. There's a couple that weren't here today, but Finnegan, Cohen, and Bach have been here for all 4 years, have dealt with the lean years, and now are seeing the fruits of their effort and the fruits of their labor. So I'm just so happy for them to finally, after years of being the doormat of the league and years of being doormat of hockey, they're experiencing a little bit of success. So that makes me happy, seeing what they're able to achieve.
And lastly, of course, this game was played in cooperation with the Travis Roy Foundation. How did this come to be, and how do the players feel about getting to play for a good cause like this?
Yeah, so Jacob Gurdon, our sophomore defenseman, actually started the Junior Beanpot Tournament as his bar mitzvah project, and it just took off. And the entire Junior Beanpot Tournament, all the proceeds for that, which is about 10 club hockey teams that play, all the proceeds from that go directly to the Travis Roy Foundation. Jacob and Travis have formed a bit of a relationship over the years, and they came to us last year and said, hey, look, we want to bring this to the high school level. So this was kind of the first level of what we're hoping is that this blossoms into a high school bean pot tournament. And you know, if anything, if we have a legacy, this is a great legacy for this team to have and these seniors to have, is starting this benefit and moving forward with the fundraising for the Travis Roy Foundation.
That really does seem to sum it up right there. Some great seniors that have helped set the foundation, and then you got the youngsters setting an even higher foundation. The talented Badger, the charitableness of Jacob Gurdon, Marcus Pice getting his first goal. This really was a game of both the present and the future for Brookline, and 7 goals. That sounds like a bright future to me.
Absolutely. Yeah, we hope we bring it into tomorrow, and we hope we bring it into the state tournament to advance in the state tournament.
Well, best of luck to you and the boys tomorrow, and best of luck come playoff time. Thank you so much for talking.
Thank you,
Coach. I appreciate you.
Thank you for doing it. Thank you.
All right, that was Brookline head hockey coach Mike Yanovich talking after his team, the Brookline Warriors, came away with a 7-2 victory over the Plymouth South Panthers. Once again, those stats: 2 goals from senior co-captain Colin Finnegan in what could very well have been his final game at the Walter Brown Arena with these Brookline Warriors. Grayson Badger, the sophomore, with 2 fancy goals of his own, showing his stick skills and hockey IQ. And then 1 goal each from Owen Erdman. Ellis Vish playing out of his normal defenseman position and playing at center when he scored his goal. And then, of course, Marcus Pice with his first career goal as a Warrior, a young freshman, giving the team plenty of reasons to celebrate late in that game. For Plymouth South, the goals came from Casey Donovan and Chris Colbert, but not quite enough getting past senior goalie Gil Markman, who also likely played his last game in Walter Brown Arena with this Warriors team. As the coach said, plenty to be happy about, plenty to be proud of, especially when playing for a great cause like the Travis Roy Foundation. For anyone who wants to learn more about how they can contribute to the cause of helping all those who are suffering from paralysis due to spinal cord injuries, visit travisroyfoundation.org and learn all you can about how you can help, in the same way that Brookline sophomore Jacob Gurdon has spearheaded the efforts to help it out through these local hockey tournaments, which, as Coach said, we hope to see grow in the years to come. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you to everyone for listening. Final score, Brookline 7, Plymouth South 2. Everyone have a good night.